purpose of the meeting was for them to give us a more detailed explanation of the proposal they made last week. They did that. We got certain additional information. We indicated that there is some further information that we've requested. Hopefully we'll begin to get that tomorrow and begin to talk about some of the aspects of it. There's really not more we can say today about that.
Can you just say how the initial proposal that they submitted last week went over your group?
Well, the initial proposal that they submitted last week is one that we're looking hard at. We've been obviously in communication with the membership. I don't want to categorize the published reports as to what is in it with degree to any specificity, but I think that the overall reaction to the kind of reductions that are contemplated ought to be obvious. But we'll see what it says.
Did that initial offer change the tone of the negotiations at all?
I'm not going to categorize the tone.
Do you believe that this is simply a negotiation simply about givebacks?
That remains to be seen. That remains to be seen. I hope not.
Well, is it in your power to make certain that it's not a negotiation about givebacks?
We will see how that goes.
I mean, based on the information that did come out, they were certainly asking for givebacks.
Yeah, I think that's fair. They certainly were.
And so, would you counter that particular offer, or would you?
When we do that, we will. We're not to that stage yet.
You have not counter-proposed anything at this point.
No, and we will make our own proposals, whether it's a counter proposal to something they said or something on their own, when we're ready, after we have fully digested what they've done, are sure we understand it, have had all the discussions with them we need to have, and have had all the internal discussions we need to have. And that includes a review of all the additional information that we think we need in order to do this, and hopefully that'll be forthcoming.
Do you think that'll take a long time to
Can't comment on that yet. Don't know.
So does the information they provided, does it necessarily mean it's a jumping off point for your response? Or you could
I'm not going to make any comment on that one way or another. All I said was, at the appropriate point in time, we'll make our own proposals. Whether it's a counter to this or something you might say is fundamentally different. We'll see.
But the possibility exists. It could be you might have your own track you want to go down.
Sure, that's within the range of all possible things. That's sure. That's right.
Is it
I'm not going to comment on it beyond that. I'm not going to do it. Can't do it.
Were you hoping to have something that indicated more of a conciliatory approach?
I don't engage in bargaining on the basis of hopes and prayers. You deal with what is.
Were you expecting?
What?
Were you expecting something that suggested a willingness to work together rather than, as I said,
I have not negotiated with the NHL owners or with Gary or his staff before, and so I had no expectations beyond what happened the last time and what happened in the other two leagues this time, and it is what it is.
You said when this process started that you could be relatively optimistic that you could play under the confines of the current CBA. Are you still optimistic that?
No, what I said was this. What I said was this, and I'll repeat it because I want to make sure of it. That everybody understands it. The law doesn't require that the industry shut down if you don't have an agreement. Somebody has to choose to shut it down. At the moment, I see no reason to do that from the player side. That's what I said. Hopefully they won't either. We'll see.
You'll continue to meet tomorrow and the next day?
Yes.
As far as the timetable goes, where does this compare to where you expect it to be?
I don't have any expectations, and I suggest to you that any effort to make a judgment that, you have a 10-mile race, so by this point you should be so many miles along, doesn't make any sense in connection with bargaining. Things move at their own pace, and they tend to do that with respect to each separate negotiation. I don't think there are many parallels one to the other.
Have they moved in a direction that at this point you're happy with?
I'm not going to comment beyond what I have.
Is it purely informational?
I'm not going to. I've categorized it all that I can.
When I talked to you on Friday, I asked you about the amount of business being done. It looks like they're trying to get a discount on the contracts they've signed already. Obviously, that's not going to sit well with you based on what you said before. They can't.
You'll have to form your own judgment about that.
But realistically,
You know, I'm not going to make any further comment on that. I was asked an abstract question on Friday. And the question is, how would I react or how would players react to rollbacks? And what I said was that I suspected they would react the same way you, whoever the questioner was, would react, or anybody listening or watching would react. And that it wasn't too hard to figure that out.
but subsequently,
That's what I said.
as it
And
turned
I
out,
haven't gone
they had
I
asked
haven't
for
gone
rollbacks,
beyond that.
So, like they had asked for rollbacks, it turned out. We didn't know that at the time,
They have asked for a reduction in the player's share.
which could only have been achieved by,
I haven't commented on that.
realistically, by rollbacks.
I haven't
right?
commented on that. Can't. Okay.